Hey, welcome back to the Tutor Lounge. Here we are, the place where we bring you the music, the musicians, and the tutorialship. Today we've got a very fresh, you are fresh, a very special friend of mine. This is Jay from the Whangarei Arts Centre. He is a resident there, and also he makes these most wonderful guitars, and his company is called the Whangarei Cigar Box Guitar Company. Jay, you could take it from there and tell us a bit of the history about where this cigar box came from, and play us some tunes.
Sure. Well, the cigar box guitar came from the southern states of America on the turn of the 19th century, where a slave couldn't afford to buy a guitar, of course, they didn't have any money, so they would pick up an old cigar box, put a fencing batten through it, put a bone bridge or something on it, some piano wire, tune it to an open chord, and play it with a broken bottle or a piece of bone or whatever.
Oh, I love it.
Three strings or one string, four strings, whatever you happen to have available. Tuned to an open chord. This one's tuned to an open E. So basically, if you go where the dots are, you're playing the chords that you need to play blues.
Are the dots placed in the same place as like a traditional guitar, kind of?
Same as, except for the ninth fret, I've got the dot on the 10th fret.
On the 10th, right.
Same as the French do, because that's where the D is.
Is that a bit like the guitar that we just had a look at?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay.
For the same reason, because I'm more inclined to use a D, going from a D to an E, than to need a dot there for any good reason, you know.
Right.
Because it's set up in such a way that it's so easy to play, and you just follow the dots, you know. Shake it around a bit.
Very nice, man. I saw the very tip of that bottle, just on one string.
Yeah, that's why I use the wine bottle, because it has a thread.
So it's a thread, yeah.
So the thread locks into it, you see.
Right, cool.
And on the bone slide, I carve a little ridge to do the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And bone sounds different. It's a much more mellow sound.
Can we have a look at that bone, mate?
Sure.
Yeah. So what's the deal? You just picked out a bit of...
It's a bit of deer bone.
Right,
The trouble is to find a bone with a diameter small enough to get onto your finger,
right,
but dense enough so that you can, play the slide with it and resonate.
Okay.
It's quite a mellow sound.
That's so nice. There's a lot of stories, just in that sound,
That's it,
Don't you get so
and especially
many...
that song, because that's the anti-slavery song.
Right, it is. Yeah, well, look, I didn't know it was that, but I felt that, man. I was just going like, there's a lot of sadness in there.
It's a very emotive instrument, you see. You can really stir people up with it. And you can rock it. It'll rock too,
Yeah. How long does it take you to make one of these, okay?
At the moment, if I was well organised, I could probably make a couple a week.
And you are well organised, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah,
right.
yeah. They've all been prototypes up to this point, but now I've made my jigs and I've got a process in place.
Right.
The box I get cut out, and there's a guy in town with a laser.
Yeah.
So I designed it on the computer, get him to cut it out.
Right.
And then it's a question of just putting the box together and making the neck, which I make out of recycled timber. Like this would be an old piece of power pole.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's floorboard.
Yep.
Little scrap of flame maple. Well, no, it's not. It's make a cup. Yeah.
Righto.
Every guitar's
So
different.
yeah, it's all indigenous New
Yeah,
Zealand
all
native
recycled,
stuff.
you know. That's
Yeah,
it.
fantastic. Of course, it will be. With
Apart from the cedar, because
Yeah,
this
the
is what I
cedar.
discovered. I had to make a good box because
Yeah.
otherwise it didn't resonate.
Right.
So I need to.
Cedar.
Yeah, so I'll go
it's
through a
the one,
whole
right.
rack at the timber yard and pick
Yeah.
out that one piece which is quarter cut
Right.
straight. cut it
Gotcha.
out.
Gotcha.
And then I'll get him to rip it down to 5mm. I dress it down to 3.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
So are these things out in kind of in shops and commercially, or you?
Not
you
yet.
be the
I'm
maker?
selling them from the quarry,
Yeah.
and I'm on the net
Yeah.
on quarryguitars.com.
So it's quarryguitars.com.
Yep.
They can go into that and they can have a look at this, and if they're
Absolutely.
interested, they can talk to you about it and
Yep.
order one, and you'd make them a.
Absolutely. And they'll come with a
Alright.
pickup. You can play them as loud as you want.
Yeah, right.
You know,
we'll
I do
pick up
concerts.
straight into the amp.
Absolutely. And
Right.
distort it if you want to, or play it sweet,
Right.
whatever you like, you know.
Yeah. So do you ever play with both those things on your fingers? Because I see you got them both
No,
on your hand.
just easier to hold on to them both.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So one's a stand.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good on
basically.
you, mate. Good on you.
I play with thimbles as well. You know, that's
Right.
interesting.
Oh yeah.
I should've thought
Like
of
your
them.
old knitting thimble.
Yeah, exactly. So you put
Right.
3 of those on your fingers,
Oh yeah.
and it sounds like a sitar.
Right.
A sitar mixed in with this slide, you know.
Got you.
Yeah.
Right. And one other thing I was thinking about, how do you know, you said it's as simple as following the dots, how do you know which dot to go to?
That's the trick, you see.
Yeah.
It's all about being in the right place at the right time.
Right.
So blues are basically a 3-chord, 12-bar progression, right? That's one of your chords. It's an E. This is the other one. It's an A. This is the other one. It's the B, sorry. So basically you start on the E, go to an A, back to an E. And any guitarist knows that the double dot, that's the same as open string, so that's an E as well. And then you go to a B, to an A, and then turn around.
Right. Oh, you're getting some traditional blues now, man.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's it, man.
Yeah, well played.
Apparently
That for
Jimi
just a
Hendrix's
second,
first
mate.
guitar was one of these.
Yeah?
So I was told. I don't know if it's true. You can lose a whole day just
Yep.
sitting down.
Yeah,
playing
you're in
these
love with
things.
that. I get that, mate.
I am.
Do you ever get back on one of these?
When I first picked up one of these, I didn't touch one of those for about 18 months.
Righto.
But now I'm getting back into it,
Righto.
and it's great. And in fact, playing these has taught me a lot about chord structure. Because
Righto.
if you're looking for a minor and you've only got 3 strings, you've got to kind of figure out, well, how do I get a minor out of that?
Right.
You know, so and going back to standard 6-string, just my understanding of chord structure and stuff is just different.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
and I can, you play the slide with more of a feel.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really think about what note you're playing or anything.
Right,
You're just
yeah.
kind of going for something.
Yeah.
And see, now I'm starting to do that on the 6-string as well. you know,
Right.
just not being so finicky about hitting the right note at the right time. If it doesn't fit, bend it.
Bend it. Right.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, anyone who wants to come and have a look or get a lesson, if you're local, I'll teach you for free if you buy one of my guitars.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
Um,
Well, there's a deal. There's a deal. So Jay's saying if anybody wanted to buy one of these things, he'll teach you if you're local or even want a trip down to Whangarei. He'll give you the lessons that you need. How many would that take anyway? I mean, it depends
Usually,
on-
it's a standard thing. I say to someone, if they buy one, I'll give you free lessons every Monday evening. You know, come around.
Right.
They usually come around for 3 lessons, and I'll never see them again.
Right.
Because
Because
by then,
got it.
they've
down.
got it, and they've
Yeah.
gone online. There's a lot of information online about how to play them, how to
Right.
tune them,
Right. Right.
alternative tunings,
Yeah.
you know, all sorts of things.
Cool, man. Well, look, there's a deal. Good on you. Thanks for coming in, Jay. It's
Cool,
always cool, mate, to see you and hang out with you.
Cheers.
We'll do this again if we can, and we'll kind of take the next step in
Yep.
playing the cigar box. When we come back through and shoot another one of these, man.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Love to.
Thanks, man.
Welcome, bro. Good fun. Rock and roll.